Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Creative Living Fellowship's online Sunday service. Please join me in our opening song, Use Me.
Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. I used to think God was the sun, God is the sun, and God's so much more than the earth and the stars and all of creation. God is creator, all in all, and God needs us to shine its light as me, as you, so use me. Oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Command my hands, what must they do? Command my life, it's here for you. God is the love that heals all creation. God is creator, makes all things new, and God needs us to shine its light as me, as you, so use me. Oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do.
Sending lots of love and blessings to you, CLF.
Good morning, beautiful expressions of the universe.
Hello, CLF. Stay safe.
Hola, CLF.
I love you, CLF.
And we love you, Youth Ministry. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Creative Living Fellowship. I'm the Reverend Dr. Sherry F. McCreary. It is my honor to be the senior minister here at Creative Living Fellowship. And I'd like to wish you all a happy Thanksgiving and hope that you had a happy Thanksgiving. I haven't seen you since then. I wasn't here last Sunday. And Thanksgiving happened, it seemed like months ago, but it was just almost 2 weeks ago that we had Thanksgiving. And I hope you all had a pleasant, a really good holiday season. I'd like to thank Reverend Karen Russo for filling in as guest speaker last week, and also Carrie Sherman, who was our guest host last week. Just as a reminder, we are a religious science church and teaching center, and we welcome all paths that lead to truth. We have a vision here of being a community of care, connection, and creation that opens hearts and incubates dreams. And we do that through the principles and practices of the science of mind. We have two practitioners who are holding the High Watch for us today. High Watch is one of our practices here. They are Monica Zickers and Peter Waring. And what that means is that they're sitting in meditation and prayerful contemplation, just holding a space for the perfect unfolding of this time that we spend here, the perfect unfolding of this service, and really the perfect unfolding of anything that's going on any place. So I thank Monica and I thank Peter for their service here today. Our musical inspiration is favorite friend, Gary Lynn Floyd. We welcome him back today. We're very happy that he will be with us today. And of course, I'd like to recognize our Sunday service team. Deb Covington and Nicole Jordan are our AV team. David Panessa is our music director. He brings us our meditation service. And filling in as our tech team today are Reverend Mary Jane Hyde and Fran Peck, practitioners both are. And so we thank all of you for your service. We could not do this service without you, and I really appreciate all you guys and all of your service here today. We have a special thing happening here today. We are going to be recognizing our beloved Reverend Dr. Bobbie Croddy, who retired on November 30th. And we have a special recognition for her later on in the service. So I invite you to stick around for that because it's really exciting and sort of bittersweet. But we will be honoring Dr. Bobbie today in the service here. So hang on for that. And so now Nicole is going to bring us our video, not video, she's going to bring us live announcements. She used to do video when we were in the sanctuary. Now she's doing live announcements. And she will bring the announcements. Following the announcements, there will be a brief gong wash. The gong wash will be followed by a few moments of silence. And then practitioner Jeannie Sovereigns will bring us our reading and our opening prayer. But right now, here's Nicole.
Good morning, Creative Living Fellowship. I'm so happy to be here today to bring you your live announcements. Don't meditate alone, meditate with us. Join us for midday meditation at noon, Monday through Thursday in Sacred Practice. You can join us in Zoom, or we are live streaming to Facebook if you prefer to participate that way. Get your community care and connection on with your CLF family and Reverend Sherry every Tuesday as she hosts a Zoom meeting at 6:30. This week, Reverend Sherry will be leading Conscious Conversation. If you would like to suggest a conversation topic or activity, please email connect@creativelivingfellowship.com. We look forward to seeing you on Tuesday. Happy holidays. Community Outreach's Christmas Angel program is underway. In the past, we've hung tags on a Christmas tree in the foyer, but this year we're going high tech and we set up a Sign Up Genius program to help you sign up to provide gifts for families needing some extra cheer and support this holiday season. This year, our gifts will go to the women and children of Sand Dollar Discovery House, some of our congregant families, and foster children in our community. Please help make Christmas merry and bright for these families by signing up on Sign Up Genius or contact Janet Story at Community Outreach for more information. Our Christmas Eve service is on Thursday this year and at 6 p.m. Join us for a wondrous night filled with beautiful music, inspiring messages, and yes, we will have a candle lighting ceremony. And for your participation, please have a candle ready to be lit during that portion of our service. And if you join us in Zoom, be camera ready so everyone watching through our live streams can see your light. Remember, you can text to give to make contributions to CLF. Simply text the amount you'd like to give to 602-610-1868. And if it's your first time donating by text, you'll be sent a link to set up your account. And then after that, it's as easy as texting the amount you'd like to tithe to 602-610-1868. Our Sunday prayer room is available to you after service. There's no reason to miss out on your post-service prayer with a practitioner. Technology is so amazing and enables us to continue to provide this service to you. So immediately after service, head on over to Zoom and let one of our licensed practitioners hold the truth for you, no matter what you're going through, and offer you support through spiritual mind treatment and our spiritual practices. And after service, we have Sunday fellowship too. Join practitioner Jeannie Sovereigns in Facebook Messenger chat from 11:15 to 12:15 and hang out, discuss the service, and whatever's on your mind and heart. Also today, your children are invited to join our youth ministry for a Zoom lesson at 12 p.m. Our lessons are focused on nurturing their spirituality and science of mind practices. Weekly topics are inspired by Reverend Sherry's themes and include social, emotional, growth mindset, and mindfulness practices. You can find the details for all of our events with their links on our website under events, under our Facebook events, or posted in the comments or in your weekly newsletter. And that is it for today's announcements. It is now time to move on to our gong wash, followed by a moment of silence.
Today, nothing emanates from my consciousness other than that which will bless and heal. 365 Science of Mind, a year of daily wisdom from Ernest Holmes, December 2nd. I destroy the ignorance-born darkness by shining the lamp of wisdom. The Bhagavad Gita. This lesson teaches us the law of cause and effect, the plaything of the soul. Sages have always taught that our thoughts and acts ride on a return circuit, and that they never fail to react upon us until we have transcended the negative causation set in motion by such acts. This is why we are taught that we should do to others that which we would like them to do to us. It is the old law of the returning circle. In this law alone can we find exact justice, and through understanding this law, come to realize with Robert Browning, all's love, yet all's law. The universe imposes neither evil nor limitation upon us, nor can we impose evil or limitation upon it. However, being free agents, we may and must experience, at least temporarily, the result of our own acts. As the Bhagavad Gita tells us, the lamp of wisdom shining in the darkness of ignorance alone can free us. Realizing that the universe has bestowed upon me the divine right to be affected by my own act. Today I guard all my thoughts, seeing to it that nothing emanates from my consciousness other than that which blesses and heals. The knowledge of this truth makes me wise. The consciousness of good at the center of my being is my sanctuary. Faith in the justice of the universe is my altar. And upon this altar, I lay my offering of peace, of joy, of prosperity for the whole world. So let's just take this into prayer. Breathe that in, that peace, that joy, that prosperity for the whole world. Knowing that the divine is the thought, the truth, the heartbeat, the breath behind everything, the causation in everyone, the now present moment. And we are one with this. And I speak my word into the law for this service, for blessings upon all who hear these words, all that attend, knowing that even though distance separates us, that in the divine unity, we are warmly embraced. I bless Dr. Reverend Sherry, the words that are inspired, that when she speaks, ears are opened, hearts are opened, knowing the truth that is the divine. I bless everyone involved with this service, all that they do to be of service to our community. Bless leaders and teachers of faith everywhere. Leaders of every nation, knowing that there is only one behind everything. And for this, I give great thanks. I give great thanks for all who inspire. For this day, for this service, for these words. So I release it now into a law that is filled with yes and only says yes. And so it is. And now, Gary Lynn Floyd.
Good morning, Creative Living Fellowship. Gary Lynn Floyd here. Great to be back with you this morning. This is a song I wrote with Karen Drucker and Amy Bishop, and we just recently won a Posse Award for this song. It goes like this. When you're losing your way, when it's too much to take, when your will is broken, I'm here. I can be your shelter, be your safe place to land. When your heart is empty, I'm here. Have enough love for both of us. I know it's gonna be okay. I have enough love for both of us. Love always finds a way. Love always finds a way. future's unknown and the path's overgrown, I will cradle your soul. Don't fear. Though you don't have the answers, may not know where to go, what you need is inside you. Just trust and you'll know. I have enough love for both of us. I know it's gonna be okay. I have enough love for both of us. Love always finds a way. Love always finds a way. I'm your light in the storm. I'm your call to come home. I'm your beacon of hope. You can count on me. You can count on me. I have enough love for both of us. I know it's gonna be okay. I have enough love for both of us. Love always finds a way. Love always finds a way. I have enough love for both of us. I know it's gonna be okay. I have enough love for both of us. Love always finds a way. Love always finds a way. Love always finds a way. Love always finds a way.
Yes, it does. Love always finds a way. As I was listening to the words to that song, it just reminded me that it sounds like a love song from Spirit to each one of us. That love always finds a way. That Spirit has enough love for each of us, for all of us, not just both of us, for all of us. And how wonderful it is to know that truth. So let's just take a breath together. Thank you, Gary. We'll be back with us at the offering time. And we're glad he's here with us today. So let's take a breath together now. As we move into this December month, at the end of the year, the last month of the year, this is our last theme of the year. Our theme for the month is Let There Be Peace on Earth. Let there be peace on earth. Let's breathe that in. Let there be peace on earth. How wonderful it is to just think about letting there be peace on earth and what that really means. You know, the first time I heard that song, Let There Be Peace on Earth, and I think about that whenever I hear the phrase, let there be peace on earth. First time I heard that song, was my first time in a religious science church. And at the very end, everybody circled the room holding hands and they sang, Let There Be Peace on Earth. And I thought that was the most wonderful thing I'd heard and the most wonderful experience I'd had, that everybody was joining hands and singing, Let There Be Peace on Earth. And you still hear it in religious science and unity churches, New Thought churches, but not as much as back then. That was the closing song, I think, at every religious science church back then. And it still touches my heart because it is a prescription, that song is a prescription for peace on earth. When you think about the words to the song, Let There Be Peace on Earth and Let It Begin with Me. How profound is that? Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. The peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family, all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. Let this be the moment now. Let this be the moment now that peace begins with me. That peace begins with each one of us. And so as we move into this month, I want each of us to think about this phrase, let there be peace on earth. And then the command, let it begin with me. Let it begin with me. And what I'd like us to recognize is that peace is not something that comes to us from the outside. Peace comes through us from the inside. Peace comes through us. Peace is already within us. Peace is a quality of God, and it's already right where we are always. And what we want to do is not look for peace to come from the external, peace to come from some circumstance, peace to come from something that happened, some event or some situation or from some person or from something being conferred on us. Peace is not conferred on us. As I said, peace is already within us, and we want to open up and be available to it, open up and be available to it. And when we can open up and be available to peace, then we begin to feel the warm embrace of peace. And that's what I'm talking about today. The topic today is the warm embrace. There's a warm embrace of peace that we can all experience when we can be open and available to it. And when we recognize, again, that it doesn't depend on circumstances, it doesn't depend on people, it doesn't depend on anything except our being available to it. Our being available to it. And that's how we can let it begin with us, by being available to peace, being available to peace, being available to allowing it to flow through us, to express through each one of us, because it is available, as I said, to each one of us. And so I just invite you to take a breath as we just think about peace today. Think about the fact, again, that it isn't something external. And peace is not the absence of war. Peace is not the absence of tension. Peace is not the absence of anything. Peace is the presence. Peace is the presence of the only thing that is within us. Peace is the presence of tranquility. Peace is the presence of serenity. Peace is the presence of calmness. Peace is the presence of all of that, And so when we begin to be that dwelling place through which peace can reveal itself, when we can be that opening through which peace can express, then it can express through each one of us, and that's how it can begin with each one of us. Peace can begin with each one of us just by opening up to it. And so what I'm going to invite you to do today, after we take this breath together, is a few things, but one is to be 100% committed to peace. I'm inviting you to be 100% committed to peace. Be 100% committed to peace. And I'll give you a break. I'll just say to the end of this year. Be 100% committed to peace to the end of this year. Today is December 6th. So we have 25 more days to be 100% committed to peace. And believe me, I believe if we are 100% committed to peace for 25 more days, that it's just going to continue. We're going to want to continue it because we begin to experience it. We begin to experience the warm embrace of peace. And as we do that, then we just continue with it. We continue with it. We continue with it. And the thing to remember is that if we want peace on earth, it has to begin with each one of us. How can I want peace out there when there's not peace in here? How can I want peace in the world when I don't have peace in my life, when I don't have peace in my home, when I don't have peace in my family? And so it has to begin with each one of us. And so if we make the commitment to be 100% committed to peace, 100% committed to peace this month, the balance of this year, let's see where we are at the end of this year. But you know, the thing for us to look at first is, what does peace mean to you? What does peace mean to you? What does, if peace begins with you, what does that mean? How does that look? How does peace in your life look? How does peace in your life feel? What does that feel like? What does that feel like? Does it feel free? Does it feel available? Does it feel open? Does it feel calming? Just how does peace feel in your life? And I think these are things for us to explore. What does peace feel like? What does peace look like? How am I acting consistently with the peace that I'm 100% committed to right now? How am I speaking? How am I listening? How am I interacting? How am I connecting with an eye toward my commitment, my 100% commitment to peace right now? How am I doing this? How am I making myself that starting place for peace right now? And I think it's important for us to ask these questions. I think it's important for us to be mindful, because if we're going to be 100% committed to peace, we've got to be 100% mindful. We got to be present. We got to be in the moment. We got to pay attention to our thoughts. We got to pay attention to our actions. We got to pay attention to our words. We got to pay attention to our interactions. We got to pay attention to the way we are with ourselves, how we are treating ourselves, how we are thinking about ourselves, what is our self-talk like, how well we are caring for ourselves. These are all things that are so important when we're looking at allowing ourselves to experience that warm embrace of peace, that warm embrace of peace, that warm embrace of peace. And as the reading said, may nothing emanate from my consciousness other than that which blesses and heals. May nothing emanate from my consciousness other than that which blesses and heals. May nothing emanate from my consciousness other than that which blesses and heals. That's a tall order, because in order for us to really fulfill that, we have to be mindful. We have to be present. We have to be aware. We have to really think about it. We have to really be all in to make sure that nothing emanates from our consciousness other than that which blesses and heals. That's what Ernest Holmes says. Let nothing emanate from my consciousness other than that which blesses and heals. And so when we are in that place, then we are opening ourselves up to experience peace. We're opening ourselves up to experience that warm embrace of peace. We're opening ourselves up to allow that peace that is already within us to reveal itself in and through and as our lives. And so as we go through this time of preparing for the holiday season that we're already in, we know that this time is different. This time is not like holidays before. This can be a very difficult time. The holiday season has always been a difficult time for some people because it hasn't always brought the peace and love and joy of which we sing and what we think about around this time of year. So it has been a difficult time traditionally throughout the years. And this year, because it is so different, it can be even more difficult, an even more difficult time, because there's so much change. There's so many things that are different. There's holiday season looks so different this year than it ever has for any of us. And the question for us is, how can I experience the warm embrace of peace as we go through this holiday season? How can I be at peace throughout this holiday season, even though things have changed, even though things are being done differently, even though Thanksgiving was a different time, a different way of spending Thanksgiving. Those of us who did not travel to see family or could not be with family, having to have Thanksgiving dinner on Zoom, which is what I did with my family. That was quite different, but it was quite beautiful. It was quite wonderful. We got a chance to spend time together and got a chance to see people that I haven't seen in a few years. We haven't all been together like that in a few years. And so I just wonder for you, how will you walk through this time? How do you walk through this time of change? How do you walk through this time of difficulty? How do we walk through this time and still exude peace, still experience that warm embrace of peace, even though everything seems to have been upended now everything seems to have changed. Everything seems to have changed. Well, we know first and foremost, what we do is to really hang out with the changeless, align ourselves with the changeless, align ourselves with that which never changes, align ourselves by really deepening in our spiritual practice as we go through this time, really deepening in our meditation practice, in our prayer practice, really courting the presence of God during this time, really moving into that place of knowing and sensing and feeling that presence of God wherever we are, whatever we're doing. Just really committing ourselves. This is a part of our commitment to really be at one with the one. Because, as we go through the time of peace, it doesn't mean that because we experience peace, there's not going to be any turmoil. It doesn't mean there won't be any difficulty. It doesn't mean that we won't run into trials and tribulations. It doesn't mean that there won't be things that will happen that of course, over which we have no control, but things that really bring us to a place of pain, a place of sorrow, a place of grief. How do we experience peace during those times? How do we experience peace during those times? Again, we align ourselves with the all that is. We align ourselves with that which is always right where we are. We align ourselves with that divine intelligence that knows all. And we allow that knower within us to just really come forth and just connect with that which knows all. And as we walk forward, we know that we're never walking forward alone. We know that even though there is turmoil, even though there is distress, even though there is all these things that we are experiencing, it's that, remembering the 23rd Psalm, yea, though I walk through the valley in the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thou art with me. Yes, there will be turmoil. Yes, there is difficulty. Yes, there's grieving for loss. And there's still that within us. There's still that within us, that place of peace within us with which we connect. And so when we can connect with that place within us, when we can connect with that place within us over and over and over again, until we become anchored into that place within us, until we become anchored into that place within us, then we can walk through these apparent landmines that we walk through sometimes with ease, with peace, with trust, with faith, knowing that we're never walking alone, no matter what we may name the difficulty, no matter what we may call it. We know that we are experiencing that warm embrace of peace, and that warm embrace of peace is a warm embrace of the all that is, the warm embrace of God itself, the warm embrace that is always right where we are. And so looking at what peace means to you is very, very important. What does it mean to me? Because it requires you to ask that question as you go along, every moment of every day. What does peace mean? Is this what peace feels like? Is this what I want to experience in this moment? Is this the warm embrace of peace that I'm feeling right now? And so it's important for us to do that as we go through this whole rest of the year, in this 100% commitment to peace, this 100% commitment to peace. And so the next thing I want you to consider is staying connected. Stay connected. Stay connected. Stay connected to friends. Stay connected to family. Stay connected. In our spiritual practice, we're staying connected to spirit. But as we go through this time, through this period of time, stay connected to each other. Stay connected to your spiritual community. Stay connected to your spiritual community. We are in the desert right now. This is where we're going through the desert right now. And the last thing you want to do in the desert is wander off by yourself. Is wander off to a place where there's nobody else. Being exiled in the desert is not fun. So as we go through this period, let's walk through this period connected. Walk through this time together. Walk through this time, as I said, with family. Walk through this time with friends. And if there's a difficult time, reach out. As Nicole said in the announcement, reach out to practitioners, reach out to the practitioner corps, reach out for help, reach out to someone who can walk with you through this time, help you through this time, help you to know the truth when you can't know it for yourself. Even though no matter how much we know, there are times when we need someone there who's anchored, who gets anchored in the truth, and who can walk with us through these times of difficulty. And that's what I'm inviting us to do now. Stay connected. Stay connected. Yes, things have changed. They've changed drastically. You know, at CLF, this time of year was a fun time of year. We started out with Thanksgiving Eve service, and then we'd have the decorating of the Christmas tree and putting up all the Christmas decorations and putting up the gifting tree out in the foyer that Outreach put up. And then we would have, Sunday service, and then in exchange of gifts and secret Santas and different Christmas parties, and then getting ready for our Christmas Eve service. And then the practitioners will put on the World Peace Meditation. And we had all kinds of activities and all kinds of things that kept us connected. The only difference then and now is that we could see each other and touch each other and hug each other. But you know what? We still have all those things going on at CLF right now. We still have all those ways to stay connected right now. We still have all those ways to stay connected. We had our Thanksgiving Eve service, and it was a wonderful service. It felt like a family service. It felt like a family time together. It was very loving and very, very warm, and it brought us all together as a family. If you haven't seen it, you can go online and watch it. And it still brings up that feeling of oneness, that feeling of connectedness that is so important for us during this time of seeming drought as we go through this desert time that we're going through right now. And we know we're going to be having our Christmas Eve service also. We invite you to participate in our Christmas Eve service. And the wonderful thing about it is we have Zoom. If this pandemic had happened 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, we'd be talking to each other on the phone. And I'm not sure what we would be doing for seeing each other on Sunday service or other ways that we see each other here now. But we have Zoom, and I thank God for Zoom. And so many people complain about not liking Zoom, don't want to be on Zoom, or don't understand it. Well, you know what? Learn how to use it. We have a tech team, Fran Peck, Mary Jane Hyde. They're our tech team. They can help you to learn how to get onto Zoom so that you can connect. That's why we started our Sunday Zoom service, so that we could come into the Zoom room and see each other. And granted, it's not the same, but then everything changes. Everything changes. When I talk about peace and talk about peace being, peace just is, then it doesn't depend on anything external, because all the things that I mentioned, the Thanksgiving Eve service, the Christmas Eve service, decorating the Christmas tree and doing all the things we did, those were circumstances. Those were circumstances, and circumstances change. Circumstances change. And so where we are now, going through all of these things that we're going through with Zoom, these are circumstances too. And these things are going to change also. These things are going to change also. Nothing remains the same. The only thing that is changeless is that power and that presence that is God. That's the only thing that is changeless, but all the other things change. Circumstances change. And so our circumstances have changed. No, we can't be together and hug each other. But yes, we can be together thanks to Zoom and technology, and see each other and interact with each other. How wonderful is that? Just think about what a blessing that is. I think about it all the time. I haven't seen my daughter in person but one time since July 26th. And we live a mile from each other, but we haven't seen each other. We happened to see each other just before the election when we dropped our ballots off at the polling place and waved at each other as we crossed the street. That's different. But if we didn't have Zoom, oh my gosh, I'm not sure what that would be like if we didn't have Zoom. I'm sure we would make the adjustment, but at least we get to see each other every day. At least we get to see each other every day. And so that's what I'm saying to you, that we get to see each other on Zoom. We get to have our Christmas Eve service, and we're going to have our candlelight service, and we're going to have our World Peace Meditation, and we're going to have all these things. We're going to stay connected. We have our Tuesday evening connection time together. And it's wonderful, the people who come in and we connect with each other, and we talk with each other, and we get to talk with people that we may not have gotten to talk with had we been in the sanctuary every Sunday. We get a chance to experience and learn things about each other that we may not have had a chance to do before. So staying connected is so important for us to do when we want to have peace, when we want to experience peace, when we want to be available to peace in our lives. And so I invite you to stay connected. Stay connected with your family, stay connected with your friends, stay connected with your extended family, stay connected with your spiritual family. Just stay connected. And of course, as we do our spiritual practice, as we do our meditation, as we do our prayer work, as we do our chanting, as we do our qigong or whatever practice we do, we're staying connected with spirit in that way. We're staying connected, we're staying anchored in spirit. And that is how we experience that warm embrace of peace. And so as we walk through this time, let's walk through this time. Let's walk through this time together in perfect harmony, as the song says. Let us walk with each other. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let us be willing to let go of hurts. Let us be willing to let go of slights. Let us be willing to let go of all that stuff. And for those of us who, those who have lost loved ones during this time, just being open and available to that healing presence of spirit that is always right where you are. Just being open and available to receive condolences, to receive love, to receive whatever good thoughts, to receive prayers, to receive whatever assistance you can get from everybody. Everybody, just being open and available to love and to light and to expressions of love and expressions of light. This is how we experience that warm embrace of peace, because you know what? Good memories are part of that warm embrace. And so when we allow ourselves to be in that place of remembering the good memories we have from CLF, the good memories we have of family members, the good memories we have of anything that's happened in our lives, that's a part of that experiencing peace. And so we get to the place where we move into not just being peaceful, but we move into the consciousness of being peace itself, of being peace. We want to be peace itself, just be peace. Be peace. And we do that by committing ourselves to peace. By committing ourselves to peace so that we can feel its warm embrace and we can be the warm embrace of peace. And so let's just take a breath together now as we just move into prayer. Just move into that place of peace. Move into that place of knowing and sensing and feeling the presence of God that is peace itself. Moving into that place of knowing that this presence is the only presence, that this power is the only power, that this love is the only love, that this mind, this intelligence, this activity is the only activity, and that onlyness is God. And just knowing that this onlyness is my very life, and it is the life of each of us here this day. And so just knowing this truth, I speak the word for each of us this day. Just knowing that peace is who we are. Peace is who we are. And so we open our hearts and we open our minds just to release anything and everything that is unlike peace. Anything and everything that would block peace from revealing itself in and through and as our lives. As we walk through this time, knowing that we are always connected to that divine presence within us. And we are always connected to each other, because as we walk through this life together, we are family, because God is our creator. And we are all a part of the one. And so we walk forward in oneness. We walk forward in love. We walk forward in light. We walk forward in forgiveness. We walk forward in all the qualities of God. In all the qualities of God. And we know that as we do so, peace is established. Peace is established. And so this word is spoken this day for those who have lost loved ones to COVID or beyond. we know that God is right where each person is, blessing and keeping them, comforting them, lifting them up. For those who've been affected in any way by COVID, whether it's financially, physically, or the loss of a loved one, God is in the midst of it all. God is healing broken hearts. God is the comforter. God is right where each person is. Right where each person is. And so I'm knowing that there is peace, there's harmony, there's healing, there's wholeness that is revealing itself in our body temples, in our bodies of affairs, in every aspect of our lives. For God is right where we are in every moment of every day. And so I pause momentarily as I open this circle of prayer so that anyone you'd like held in prayer, you may speak their names silently or loud, and you may speak their names now. And so for all those whose names were spoken here this day, I know that God is right where each of them is, blessing and keeping them. Right where each person is, God is. In the midst of everything, God is. And healing is happening everywhere. Peace is established everywhere. Peace of mind is established everywhere. This prayer goes out to anyone on this planet needing a prayer this day, knowing that God is in the midst of everything. In the midst of everything is God. And so I simply say, thank you, Father, Mother God, for the word that's been spoken here this day and the perfect manifestation of that word. I know indeed that all is well, for I know indeed that all is God. Thank you, God. And so it is. Thank you, David. And so now we've come to our giving and receiving time. This is our offering time, the time that we give of our tithes and offerings. As you know, CLF is a tithing church, so we invite you to participate in that part of the service with us today by tithing right here at CLF. You can click the donate button on our website, or you can click the links in the comments section. You can also text to give, but however you give, we certainly appreciate your continued support of Creative Living Fellowship. And so now why don't we say our offering blessing together? Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I circulate. Thank you, God. And so it is. And now here's Gary Lynn Floyd again.
Gonna climb this mountain, I won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. No doubt about it, I won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. Sing it with me. Gonna climb this mountain, I won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. No doubt about it, no doubt about it, I won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. Leave behind what's weighing me down, wash away what's holding me back. My heart is falling, face forward, feet on the ground, living in this courage I've found. The sky is calling, gonna climb this mountain, won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. No doubt about it, I won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. Leave behind what's weighing me down, leave behind what's weighing me down, wash away what's holding me back. My heart face forward, feet on the ground, living in this courage I've found. The sky is calling. Gonna climb this mountain, I won't stop till I get to the top. One step at a time, no doubt about it, no doubt about it. I won't stop till I get to the top. One step at a time, leave behind what's weighing me down. Leave behind what's weighing me down, wash away what's holding me back. My heart is falling. Face forward, feet on the ground, living in this courage I found. The sky is calling. Gonna climb this mountain, I won't stop till I get to the top. One step at a time. No doubt about it, won't stop till I get to the top. One step at a time. 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 Oh, yeah. One step at a time. Love you all.
And we love you, Gary. It is so great to see you again. And we look forward to you coming back to see us real soon. So let's take a breath together because we're moving now into a very special part of our service today. We are honoring and recognizing our beloved Reverend Dr. Bobbie Croddy, who retired on November 30th. And I can get through this part of the service because she promised me that she's retiring, but she's not leaving. So it makes it a lot easier to do this recognition now and to say goodbye to her in that sense, in her official responsibilities here at Creative Living Fellowship. So I'd like to invite Dr. Bobbie up as I tell you about her. Those of you who are new here may not know, but those of you who've been here know all about her because she's been here so long. She has been one who has been dedicated to, committed to this community for so long, and she has loved this community and been loved by this community for so long. And Dr. Bobbie, we appreciate you so, so much. And I'd like to just tell the audience, the congregation, and our viewers a little bit about you. Dr. Bobbie came to Creative Living Fellowship in 1999, and she was the director of practitioners for, let me get to that. She was director of practitioners from 2001 to 2004. In 2003, she became the chair of the Department of Education. And in 2005, she became a staff minister here. She led the Board of Regents. She, along with Reverend Dr. Michelle Whittington, she developed the School of Ministry. She taught and mentored practitioners and others. She's a current member of the Vision Corps. And most recently, she became the practitioner for the Board of Trustees here at Creative Living Fellowship. It makes me a little tired just to talk about all the things that she's done. But as I said, she promises that she's not leaving. She's been here with us for a while, and we love her very, very much. And we appreciate, I didn't mention all the things she's done, but she's had an invaluable role here at Creative Living Fellowship, and we really, really appreciate it very much. And so, Dr. Bobbie, we have a gift for you from the community, and we'd like you, I think you have it there with you, you can open it now, if you'd like.
This was so unfair because it's like Christmas and you have to look at packages and you're not allowed to touch.
Yes.
Is this the box?
That's the one that you're going to open now, yes.
Okay.
That's the one from the community. Isn't it wonderful that we get to do this on Zoom? Because ordinarily we would be doing this from the sanctuary, and this is one of the benefits of Zoom, that we get to
Oh, my Lord.
give her this gift.
Oh, wow.
This is a vase from the community. Can you read the inscription on it?
It says, always on our minds, forever in our hearts, December 2020.
Yes. Yes, you're
That's
always on our
beautiful.
minds, forever in our hearts. So whenever
It's a heart.
yes. So that's a gift from the community at Creative Living Fellowship. And I'm going to continue to talk before I give you a chance to talk, because I have a couple of other presentations to make.
Take my makeup run.
You're allowed today. You're allowed. So I have a couple of other recognitions. Practitioner Emeritus is an honorary recognition that's granted by CLF. A practitioner emeritus is recognized as a professional religious science practitioner in good standing for life, with all the rights and privileges of a fully licensed religious science practitioner, without the necessity of fulfilling certain renewal requirements. To achieve this recognition, the practitioner must be in service for 20 years as an active professional religious science practitioner. Dr. Bobbie meets that qualification. She's been a practitioner since 1988. And to apply for and be approved by the senior minister to become a practitioner emeritus. And since, Dr. Bobbie, you have fulfilled these requirements, you are hereby recognized and granted the credential of religious science practitioner. You have also been awarded that credential by Emerson Institute. So you will have a practitioner emeritus certificate. Institute, Emerson is also awarding you the Minister Emeritus credential.
Wow.
People who would like to say something, I think Deb Covington is going to be the first one who's going to speak to you. And then you get to talk after we all talk to you.
Dr. Bobbie, I have 1 minute to put into words 12 years of my love appreciation for you, which is not easy, my dear. You have been a friend, a confidant, a guide, a teacher to me. You know, many other people do know, but you know that you were the catalyst that brought me to CLF. It started out as a job, but through my experience with you and this community, it became a big part of my life, so much more than I ever expected. You are an amazing being. You're an amazing woman. And I am so grateful that we made that trip to the beach and sat and talked and got to know each other. And you encouraged me. Actually, you pushed me to apply at CLF for that job. And I will forever be grateful for you, because that changed my life in ways that I had no idea was going to happen, and ways that I don't even know I could put into words. I love you. I love you. I honor you. And enjoy your retirement, dear, because I know that that doesn't mean anything to changes in our relationship. So blessings to you, sweetheart. I love you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Deb. And now we'll hear from Jeannie Sovereigns, practitioner.
Yes, 1 minute to tell you all the wonderful things that my life is because of you. Yeah, it's kind of next to impossible. I did not know 8 years ago when I came to CLF that I would become a practitioner. I just loved learning, and when you told me that I was out of classes, that was the next thing to do was Inward Journey. I didn't want to. And in Inward Journey, I had so many things happening in my life and my circumstances, health, my mother's health, etc. And I really was experiencing a dark night of the soul. And my favorite thing was that you told me, when you're going through hell, don't build a house there. And I said, well, can I still get a real estate agent? And you know, you walked me through that, and you walked me through all the stuff that happened last year, your love, your support, your prayers. I just don't know where I would be without you. Thank you so much for taking time, for mentoring me, and for just being the light in the world that you are. I so love you so much.
And I love you. Thank you so much.
And now we'll hear from Fran Peck. Let's all take a breath, everybody, and grab those Kleenex.
Yep, grab the Kleenex. Dr. Bobbie, I want to thank you for your love, your support, your guidance, your mentorship. I mean, I can just ditto what everybody else said. You are the impetus for me to become a practitioner. I will ditto what Jeannie said. You just push lovingly. And if not for you, I would not have become a practitioner. And there were a couple of times during my practitioner studies when I was ready to throw in the towel and you wouldn't let me. So I just want to thank you and honor you. I love you. And I get to see you at board meetings. So I'm good.
Thank you, Fran. I love you too.
So now, just for a moment, we'll take a few minutes just for open mic. If there's anyone in our audience who would like, in our Zoom audience, who would like to speak at this point, you may raise your hand and let Nicole see who you are and call on you. If there's anybody else that has anything else to say. Nicole?
Looking for hands. I'm looking for hands.
Okay.
Oh, okay. We have Deb Pope. Give me a second while I get you on the screen.
Hi, Dr. Bobbie. I just wanted to throw out, as not a practitioner or a minister, that one of the classes that I took at CLF that was a really important class for me was, I think it was called Fear to Faith, and it was death and dying and spiritual practices of death and dying, and that was a really important class. And so thank you for all the education at CLF.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Tracy, were you going to say something?
I just wanted to say thank you, Dr. Bobbie, for your guidance, your kindness. You've been there the whole time, and you're a light in this community. So I just wanted to thank you.
Oh, thank you, Tracy. I'm so glad you're back. I love you dearly.
I think I see Joyce Bucher's hand.
Joyce, you're going to need to have your camera on.
I can only have my voice.
Okay.
I am here in Hawaii, and we're 3 hours earlier and do not have a great Wi-Fi connect. I'll be bounced off. But Bobbie is the reason that I got into the ministry at CLF back in 1999. She was my case manager and a case manager for many of us at Hospice of the Valley. And she introduced me, and she introduced the HARP and the integrative program from Hospice of the Valley to CLF many, many years ago. And it's the main reason I became a practitioner at CLF. I am so grateful for you, Bobbie. I love our spiritual mind treatments that we give to one another. You know, you're stuck with me for life. So we are going to be having those lunches forever. I am really, really proud of you for taking this as a priority and keeping your family and your own health as a priority. So you're a great model to us all. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Joyce. I love you. Enjoy Hawaii.
Yes. Is there anybody else? Nicole?
Hi, it's me. Everybody said so much, Bobbie, but Ernest Holmes said that if he had to do it all over again, he would spend more time on love and a little bit less on law. I think you exemplified that. You certainly helped me find love in my heart, which was locked up for decades. And it opened me up, gave me a new path. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. I'm so proud of you. I love you dearly.
Let's take a breath as we continue with those Kleenex. Is there anybody else?
That looks like we are complete.
Okay. I'll just end this segment by just saying that you know how I feel about you, Dr. Bobbie. You have become a dear, dear friend. You have been so supportive. I always appreciate that so much, your support as I came into CLF. The first time I met Dr. Bobbie, I was meeting Reverend Michelle for coffee, and Dr. Bobbie came with her, and they would talk to me about offering a class at Creative Living Fellowship. And that was, I guess, maybe 3 years ago.
I think it was a little longer than that.
Longer than that. maybe it was 4 years ago. I haven't been here but 5 years, so it had maybe 4 years ago that we talked about me offering classes, and I was showing her all the classes that I had developed and that were available. And I got to meet her at that time, and we have since become friends. And I really, really value and appreciate you, and I really value and appreciate our friendship. I really value and appreciate your support. And I'm really going to hold you to the fact that you're not leaving, that that you are retiring, but you are still a part of this community. I know that you are. And I love you. I love you very much. And thank you very, very much. And so now you get to talk.
Well, I can hardly talk because I'm so choked up by all of the love and kind words. It has been my honor, a truly great honor to be a part of CLF over the years, to serve, to do whatever that I could. I always said that the only reason that I did it was because I could see how people's lives changed. And if I had just the itsy bitty teeny part of that, that just made my life worthwhile. So I'm going to go have a good cry of emotion from everything that's been said. I thank you all from the bottom of my heart. And I know I'm not leaving CLF, I'm just leaving on my official duties. And so you're stuck with me for a while too. So thank you all. Thank you. I love you.
Oh, thank you. It's good to know that we're stuck with her for a while and that she's still stuck with us for a while. So we really appreciate that. And again, we appreciate Dr. Bobbie, and we bless her on her way into her new role at CLF as a practitioner emeritus and a minister emeritus and all that. And she continues to be a part of our CLF family, and we are so grateful for that. So we'll take a breath together as we move into just a few closing announcements that I have. You know that the youth ministry meets at noon, and so you can drop your kids off at the Zoom room for youth ministry at 12 o'clock. Jeannie Sovereigns has the fellowship time after service, immediately after service. And it's just kind of like being in Fellowship Hall, in Holmes Hall, where we get together and break bread together. You can do that still on Zoom. We're just doing it in a different way now, getting together and talking and connecting with each other. It's another way of staying connected with your CLF family, is by going to the fellowship time that Jeannie Sovereigns has. And again, I'd like to remind you that I have the connection meeting on Tuesday evenings. It's an opportunity to come together and connect, come together and see each other, come together and reconnect for those you haven't seen for a while, and to have conscious conversation, which is what we'll be doing this week coming up, this Tuesday coming up. So I invite you to join us for that. The congregant care team meets on Tuesday, this Tuesday, the second Tuesday of every month. So they'll be meeting this Tuesday at 4 o'clock. And if you have a request for congregant care, a support from congregant care, you can email them at care@creativelivingfellowship.com. Of course, don't forget that you can email practitioners also for prayer support at prayer@creativelivingfellowship.com. Or you can stop by the prayer Zoom room. There used to be a lot of people who would come into the sanctuary after service for prayer with a practitioner. And just to remind you, coming into a Zoom room, prayer room to pray with the practitioner is just as private because it's just the two of you there. There aren't other people there. There's just two of you, you and the practitioner, and you can talk with the practitioner privately, have a practitioner pray with you privately, and it really works. It's different, yes, and it works. So I invite you to take advantage of our practitioner Zoom room. And of course, we have the on-call practitioners that you can reach by going on our website, checking out the list of on-call practitioners there. I think that's all that I have, except to remind you, as always, to read the treatment, use the treatment for supply, continue to use it every day, twice a day. It works and it continues to work. It is our community prayer, and I am always encouraging everybody to continue to use it. It's from the Science of Mind textbook, page 262 and 263. Don't forget to use the treatment for supply with meaning, with feeling, with gusto, because it really, really works. And that's the way treatments work anyway, with feeling, with meaning, with gusto. That's how we say them. That's how we read them. However it is we use them, it's always with that feeling, because that's where the creative process happens, with feeling. And so that's all I have. I miss you. I love you. And most of all, connect with each other. I've almost forgot to say that, but connect with each other. Send those cards, send those letters, make those phone calls, send those text messages, however it is you connect. Make sure you stay connected. I love you guys. I miss you so much. I can't wait to see how we get together again and when we get together again. Meanwhile, we're getting together on Zoom, and that's awesome. So now let's just take a breath as we move into our closing song, I Release and Let Go.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I